Hi guys, it's Alani. Welcome back.
Trust me, try it, it'll change your life.
I love having edamame as an appetizer. First off, we got our coffees.
Wow, they all look so good.
So I just got back from competing and wrapping up my 2025 bodybuilding series. I know a lot of you guys followed along in the Bikini Prep Diaries. So today, to kind of round out the Bikini Prep Diaries, we are doing a post-show grocery haul, which I have been looking forward to probably all season. I think one of my favorite things about starting the reverse diet and starting from transitioning from being in a bodybuilding contest prep diet to being in more of a lifestyle, finding balance, but still eating clean, because of course now the goal is we're putting on some lean muscle while staying lean, feeling good, focusing on whole foods, but also foods that I enjoy and starting to find balance. So I can't wait to show you guys all of that and my journey through that in this next phase of life, which I am so excited for. But I always look forward so much to the grocery haul and all the goodies that I haven't been having, because all the bodybuilding prep is pretty much like I'm sticking to the same things. We saw a whole lot of cod, a whole lot of asparagus, a little bit of jasmine rice when I was able to have some carbs. So I'm excited to go pick up some fun foods and kind of show you guys what that looks like, and maybe you guys can take some inspiration from it. I'm excited to make some good foods and some good meals and share those with you guys. So let's head over to the grocery store. First off, we got our coffees. I've been dying for like an actual coffee, olive prep. So I have some real cold foam in here, which is so exciting. And then Bradley got what? You got a cold brew?
I got a cold brew with oat milk.
Amazing. And then we're gonna head over, I think first stop is gonna be Trader Joe's, get the essentials, and then I'm going to Instacart our proteins and things like that that we need in bulk from Costco.
All right, first thing, getting some bananas. I always use these for my pre-workout. And you guys know me, I'm big on having a good amount of fiber. So I'm thinking I want to do some sort of mixed greens and I add it to a bowl, or if I'm doing some sort of salad with them. So I'm thinking I'm going to do like a spring mix. I always look for something that has some sort of fibrous green in it, like kale or something like that. So I'm going to do this one, which is the cruciferous crunch. I like a little bit of crunch, and then this one has a good amount of fiber in it. Ooh, yeah, the yellow ones.
Yeah.
Let's do those. Bradley just picked up some kiwis. I was mapping out like what my foods were gonna be for tomorrow, and these are another really great source of fiber. I like to have some kiwi in my post-workout as a fruit sometimes, so definitely gonna grab these. And these are the yellow ones, which are delicious. They're so nice and sweet, and a lot of vitamin C in these as well. And another go-to, I always get these mini cucumbers and chop them up and put them in like chicken and rice bowls or salads, or if I do like an at-home poke bowl. My favorite, and always the mini ones. And some avocados. I haven't had avocados in such a long time throughout this bodybuilding prep, but they are such a great healthy fat source and another really good source of fiber. So I'm gonna pick up some of these. Another staple carb source that I always have year round is sweet potatoes. So this is one of my staples for sure. I usually just chop them up and then air fry them in cubes. So I'm gonna grab a good amount of sweet potatoes. And I'm just gonna grab a couple of sweet onions, another low calorie thing to just add to my meals. I always like to add some flavor, add some crunch, add some texture, and a little bit of micronutrients. I'm gonna chop those up, use those in like chicken and rice bowls. I have also been craving some dates. Literally the day after the show, when I had like my intuitive eating day, all I wanted as a sweet treat was a date cut open with some almond butter and some flaky sea salt on top. Trust me, try it, it'll change your life. It's amazing. Again, I keep saying this, but another really great source of fiber. And they're really good. They're almost like caramelly, so I love some dates, and I've been craving these all of my bodybuilding prep. And I'm going to mosey on over to the dairy section. But for something that is non-dairy, again, I keep things mainly to non-dairy and gluten-free when I can, just because I tend that it digests a little bit better. Obviously, I do have a little bit of trace dairy, a little bit of gluten here and there, but I do like to keep things pretty clean and focus on ingredients that digest well, but not in a restrictive way. Like for example, I'm gonna pick up some sourdough that has gluten, but it does digest well for me, and it is like minimally processed. So for the Ninja Creamies, like the high protein, low calorie, low sugar ice cream that I'm gonna get back to making, I always do the low fat and lactose-free milk. So how they make it lactose-free is they basically just add the enzyme that breaks down lactose, which is lactase. So I'm going to do this, and this one's basically like the Fairlife milk that we use a lot, but it is way cheaper. So I'm gonna do that, and then I do the 2% reduced fat, and I use that as the base for my Ninja Creamies. And it still gets in a really good amount of protein, but of course I add my protein powder to it that makes it extra delicious. And something that Bradley and I did a lot throughout our off season was add low-fat or non-fat cottage cheese to our eggs. So we would scramble them with a whole egg, and it makes them super fluffy and adds a bunch more protein to it without a ton of fat, and you get a little bit more volume. So I like to do like a higher quality cottage cheese that's going to digest well. So I'm gonna pick up this one. This one is low fat, it's 1.5% milk fat, and get some added protein in that way. I also like to add it to like avocado toast. Delicious. What'd you find? Ooh.
It's so this actually looks a lot better. It's half a pound and it's $11.50. So it's like $22 per pound. But all the other ones were like $4 or $5 for just 3 ounces. So it actually ends up being a little bit more.
Wow, look at the macros on that. 2 grams of fat and 15 grams of protein.
As cracked peppercorns, mustard seed, and lemon.
So if you did 4 ounces of the salmon, you could do 30 grams of protein. That would only be 4 grams of fat.
Yeah.
And you could throw that on like a bagel. You could throw it on a bagel thin, English muffin, sourdough. That would be really good.
Really good too.
Yeah. We also just found, I'm a big fan of ahi tuna, like I was saying, especially for like a poke bowl. And it's, oh my goodness, such a great source of protein. I didn't even know that Trader Joe's had this. So this is their wild caught ahi tuna. So wow, that's amazing. 27 grams of protein, 2.5 grams of fat. So that's 140 calories for 27 grams of protein. So you could add that, you can make it like a poke bowl. You could add this to, again, like an English muffin. That would be delicious. You could even do it as like a little snack or throw it over some rice and make like the little sashimi. That would be delicious. Definitely gonna pick up some of these. Yeah, this looks good.
Like, cool.
Okay, awesome.
Cut it down the middle.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna pick up some fresh salmon for tonight, and I think Bradley's gonna make like a salmon. We're gonna look at like the pasta options, maybe do like a butternut squash type pasta. I don't know. We're gonna see. And he was thinking what? Lemons, capers. Do we need capers?
Yeah, these are right here.
Should we grab them?
Yeah.
Yum.
Cool. And there's no calories or anything.
Yeah, these will just add some flavor. I also like to do this on like, if I'm having Nova Lox on a bagel or an English muffin, and then do some of this with like a dairy-free cream cheese. That's a go-to. And while we are over here, I love to get a little thing of like mild pico. Ooh, or should I do the mango pineapple one?
The mango pineapple. That'd be good.
So one of my favorite post-workout meals is shrimp, the one that I get from Costco, which I'll show you when I get the order in later, and rice. And that's like super easy because I like to have a good amount of carbs after my workout and something that digests very quickly, but I like to add some flavor to it. So I like to add like a pico to it because again, it doesn't add any calories. This one will a little bit because of the mango and pineapple, but like a very negligible amount. And it just adds so much flavor. So I think I'm gonna try out this one, which is mango pineapple. Delicious. Red pepper.
Yeah.
Wow, they all look so good. Okay. Yeah, this one looks good. 50 calories. 3.5 grams of fat, but I think that's from like a good oil. Yeah, this will be good. Adds a little bit of fiber. Hummus is one of my favorite things to add. Definitely going to add this. Delicious. Yeah, they have pre-made chicken. That's good to know. If we're ever like in a crunch and don't have chicken prepped, chili lime grilled chicken. Not gonna pick this up today because I always do ingredient prep, like I say, so fail to prepare.
All the
prepare to
ingredients
fail.
are good.
And yeah, so if you're ever running low on chicken, I guess Trader Joe's has some chicken. So if I'm ever like needing to have a pre-workout meal and don't have anything, we can just run to Trader Joe's and pick up some of this. But yeah, it looks good.
It's all just spices and lemon juice.
And it's chili lime and grilled.
Yeah.
They also have some breaded ones if you guys are into that. Oh, this one's even more plain if you don't want like the chili lime. And this doesn't add any ingredients, no oil, no anything.
No.
Awesome, good to know. That one's pretty. I think we're gonna treat ourselves to a little glass of wine with dinner. I think it's long overdue for celebrating our engagement that we didn't get to celebrate since I was in bodybuilding prep. Everything in moderation, right? And we're gonna pick up some sourdough. Good. Just as another good carb source. I think I'm also gonna pick up some of the little mini, ooh, these look good. These are even the teeny ones. Like the little tomatoes where you cut them in half. One of my favorite easy meals is I throw together in a bowl roasted sweet potato, chicken, and then for my healthy fat, I'll do avocado. I'll put some hummus in there. We get a little bit of fiber, a little bit of flavor, a little bit of healthy fats in there as well. And then I'll throw on like the goodies. I'll do a little bit of the tomatoes. I'll do some microgreens. I'll do some feta sometimes and just make it all nice and colorful and flavorful. And then you built your balanced plate, right? I know that's the nutrition coach in me speaking, but I always center my meals around where's my lean protein source coming from, where's my carb source coming from, and then where's my healthy fat coming from. And it makes it super easy for me to hit like my macro targets, my nutrition targets for the entire day, but leaning into foods that I genuinely enjoy. Like I'm gonna make an at-home kava bowl if I'm craving kava, right? Oh, and pro tip, Bradley was just saying we needed heavy cream for the pasta that we're making, but we wanted to do something that was a little bit lower fat. So we're gonna test it out, half or equal parts milk and Greek yogurt. They're saying is a good substitute for that. And I think that will digest a little bit better as well. I'll probably use like the lactose-free milk that we have and then the Greek yogurt as well. A little bit lower fat, get some good protein in there, and still have a good pasta while hitting our nutrition targets. That's what it's all about. I also keep hearing about this nutritional yeast where it gives it like a cheesy flavor. It's vegan and gluten-free and people add it on everything. So I think I'm gonna try and make some recipes with this as well. So I'll keep you guys updated with that. I think I'm gonna be adding some things to my Stan store. I always have that linked in the description, but like I have some simple meal ideas, but I'm working on like a macro-friendly fun cookbook and some Ninja Creamy recipes. So keep an eye out for that on my Stan store. But I think I'm gonna use this in some of it and give it like that cheesy flavor without adding anything that's like hard on my digestion. We figured out what we're gonna have for dinner tonight. So like we were saying, we wanted to do something with like salmon and pasta. So we found some gnocchi, which I love. I was wanting to do something that was either like butternut squash, or we could do normal pasta, but I was wanting to like switch it up. And what I love about gnocchi is that it is made from potatoes. So the only ingredients are potato, wheat flour, rice flour. So it usually digests a little bit better than like a normal pasta would. Am I gonna have pasta? Yeah, absolutely. This sounded really good. It's gonna be a little bit easier on digestion. And this is gonna be our carb source for that meal. So there's no fat in this. And then the fat is gonna come from our salmon. That is gonna be a very good and balanced meal. And almost forgot the Greek yogurt. This is, oh my goodness, like a staple. I always have like my online nutrition clients too. Like I always recommend if they're wanting like an easy way to add in some protein without having like a whole extra meal. Adding in just like a little bowl of Greek yogurt at the end of the night I think is one of the most underrated things, and you could add like granola on top, maybe a little bit of almond butter if you need some healthy fats in there, add a bunch of berries. So I always like to do like a non-fat Greek yogurt. This one is plain and then I just add vanilla stevia to it, but definitely a go-to. Also the Chobani 000, really good. Awesome. First stop done. All right, back from Trader Joe's, and I just got my Instacart order. I honestly, this isn't sponsored, but it should be. I literally love Instacart because I don't know, I get so overstimulated just stepping foot into a Costco. And I had to get some work done for my online nutrition clients and just getting some programming done. So I wanted to make sure that I had time to get stuff from Costco. But I always do all my proteins from Costco, especially since Bradley and I both are eating like a lot of protein. We really like to stick to whole foods. And it's so much easier when you can just prep things in bulk. So these are my go-tos with a little bit of fun things that I was kind of looking forward to getting. So I'll show you guys. My holy grail. If you get one thing from Costco, let it be this. So I get shrimp as one of my lean protein sources. I usually do it once a day because it is a little bit more high cholesterol. And I stick to it once a day. I don't know. That's what I do. And it's a really great lean protein source. And these are delicious. They're huge. I don't know if you can see like the size of them. And so these are the wild Argentine red shrimp. And as you guys know, I'm really big on the protein that I get
if it is fish, I really try to make sure that it is wild caught. And when I get beef, which I didn't get today, but I usually get the 93% lean ground beef, and I make sure that it's grass-fed. And I don't know, just when I can, I try and look for those types of things. Like I said in a recent video, if you see the documentary on how they farm raise fish, you'll probably never eat it again. I'll leave it at that. But this is one of my favorite lean protein sources, so I definitely recommend. And I always just cook all of my proteins to an internal temperature of whatever it needs to be. So like for fish, it's 145. For chicken, it's 165. I do the same for my beef, like all that stuff. And as long as you don't overcook this, it's like a delicacy. It's amazing. Anyways, I'm gonna stop the rambling. It's just shrimp. I don't know why I'm making it such a big deal. Then my other lean protein source is some wild caught mahi. I love a whitefish because obviously I have whitefish a lot in my bodybuilding prep, but I also have it in my off season just because it's really light, it digests well. So I love doing a whitefish. I either do wild caught mahi or wild caught cod are usually my go-to as like a lean protein. I also did order chicken, but they were out of chicken. So I usually do their chicken breast, but we have enough, so I'm not stressing it. And then this is what I have been looking forward to. We have some edamame. So edamame is a great source of fiber. This whole video has been about fiber, but that's something that I've been, obviously I tell all my clients the importance of fiber. I've been on Bradley about it, but it is super important for digestion to be having a good amount of fiber in your diet. Edamame is great. It also has a good amount of protein. Obviously, it's not going to be enough protein for like an entire meal, but as a snack, great way to get in some extra protein, and it's just going to help out your digestion. But I love edamame. I mean, my go-to cheat meal is sushi, and I love having edamame as an appetizer. So I'm super excited to make this at home, but I'm pretty sure you just steam it in the microwave. Yeah, you can do microwave or stovetop. I'm gonna drizzle some coconut aminos on it or like some low sodium soy sauce and put some flaky sea salt. That would be a great snack if I'm just like wanting to have something but not wanting like a full meal. I'm excited for that. But one whole bag is 12 grams of protein, 140 calories, and 4 grams of fiber, which is awesome. Another thing that I had in my bodybuilding prep for a little bit, and I'd never tried before, was cauliflower rice. So good, so satiating. And it is, we have a little bit of fiber in here, but it felt like I was having rice, like I would do it with whitefish, or I would do it with chicken, or jasmine rice, or not jasmine rice, or shrimp, or something like that, and I would make a bowl, and it's delicious. The only ingredient is organic cauliflower, and if you're wanting a meal that's a little bit lower carb, but something that's gonna have you feeling full and adding more volume to your meal, this is a great way. Obviously, carbs are not the enemy, but if you're wanting a meal that is a little bit lower carb, I think this is a great option. And these are super easy as well. You just steam them in the microwave. And then, of course, some cinnamon. I always get my seasonings from Costco. I do garlic, paprika. I have cinnamon for, in the morning if I add it to my oats or my cream of rice or even my egg whites. And then a couple other fun goodies that I have been having on my saved foods and Instacart. So this is 7 Sundays cereal. I'm excited to try this. I've never tried it. And there's only a few ingredients. There's no bad ingredients in here, which I'm big on, trying to keep it to whole foods and things that just digest a little bit better. So I'm thinking it's like a chocolate cereal, sunflower cereal, sweetened with coconut sugar and dates. So I'm thinking I'm going to use this as a Ninja Creamy mix-in because I was looking for something that was crunchy and chocolate, but good ingredients. So I think this will be really good in a salted caramel, or even the strawberry one, or even just a double chocolate, and then throw some of this in there. And then Bradley's at the gym right now, but he is going to pick up from Whole Foods on the way back. I'm gonna have him pick up some Hu dark chocolate, which is my favorite dark chocolate, super clean ingredients. And I like to add that as a mix-in, or just have a little square of dark chocolate at the end of the night. Then I have been looking forward to having some granola. My mom, bless her heart, she makes homemade granola. So I might just have her make some more just for me if she's feeling extra kind. But I did find this from Costco, and it is the Ancient Grains probiotic granola, and a ton of fiber. Imagine that. So for a serving, it is 6 grams of fiber. That's amazing. So I'm very excited about that. and a lot of great ingredients in here. But I'm thinking I'm gonna add these. Ooh, and there's sliced almonds in it. Ooh, fun. Ooh, love that. Okay, awesome. I'm very excited for this one. But I love me some granola to throw on like a Greek yogurt bowl at the end of the night. Like throw some granola on there, some berries, a little bit of cinnamon. Sometimes if I'm feeling a little bit crazy, I'll mix in some protein powder for a little bit of extra like flavor and a little bit of extra protein. So this is definitely going to be a go-to. So that is going to wrap up this grocery haul. I hope you guys enjoyed kind of coming along with me, seeing what I'm stocking up with. I'm super excited to show you guys this next phase, kind of transitioning away from bodybuilding prep, but again, finding balance again, reverse dieting out of, obviously I've been in a very strict diet, very low food, very high fatigue on my body. So I'm excited to show you guys how I'm transitioning towards building some lean muscle and just getting back to healthy balance and all of that stuff. So let me know if there's anything specific you guys want me to talk about, because I would be more than happy to share. I love the nutrition side of things, and I know that I'm a nerd for that. That is the nutrition coach in me speaking, but I love putting out any info for not only the girls that I work with one-on-one on how to eat for your goals and having a plan in place to build your dream body, because I always tell you guys, like, you deserve to look and feel the way that you want to, and 80% of that is nutrition, and then of course having some strength training in there. But I could ramble on forever and ever about that. I have all the info and the links for my one-on-one coaching, my free nutrition review, and all of that jazz, always in the description of my YouTube videos if you want to hear from me what you can do to improve and make sure that you're on track towards your goals. I love helping you guys out with that, and I am taking on a few more people for my one-on-one coaching, so check in the description and see if I do have a wait list going for that. But I am super excited to continue this next phase with you guys. As always, I appreciate you guys so much for watching and supporting the channel. It means so much to me. So don't forget to like and subscribe if you did like this video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!